Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. This is the finale. I mean, these are the big books that I didn't show earlier in the video. So this is part 5, and it is going to be a big finale. Like, I have to say, like, the books that I'm showing right now are just huge. Easily over $5,000 to $10,000 worth of books just in the ones I'm showing you. And these are books that you won't see very often. They are kind of, a lot of them are classic covers. They're like really rare books. And we're going to start off with a few raw books and then mostly slabs. I'm going to open up this first one. And so we're starting off light, okay? But this is kind of a cool book. This is 1 million BC, or 1 million years ago. And it's the first appearance of Tor, this dude. And it's just a kind of a cool little book. It's a golden age book. It's not a rare book or expensive book. Usually you can pick this up for about anywhere from $50 to $100. Maybe I've seen it higher than that, but usually you can kind of talk them down to about $50 to $100 range. Okay. So that's, we're starting off light and we're working our way up. So we'll do all the raws first. This one, I gotta do a little bit of slicing. This one I got a really good deal on. Oh my goodness, yeah. The price that I got on this one is just really insane. I sort of bid at the last second, and I don't think anyone else had sort of bid. This one I paid $50 for, and it is just a really great cover. I showed in some of the previous videos LB Cole covers, and I showed ones that were not considered classic LB Cole covers because I wanted to show some kind of under the radar LB Cole stuff because I collect artists, and this is not under the radar. This is not an under the radar book. This is All Famous Police Cases. This is one of these semi-popular LB Cole covers. It's just kind of a cool one where the police are crashing through the window. You got the guy with the gun. And this has more of the LB Cole signature style with the colors. He's really into these oranges, if you notice LB Cole stuff. And to get this for $50 is a really insane, actually. Usually it goes for, in this grade, usually around $100 to $200. So I thought that was a really good deal. It's a bit of a steal. So that's All Famous Police Cases number 16. And then, so I was showing some books in the previous unboxings, and some of them were really amazing. And a lot of them came from my comic shop. And what I did is I did kind of placing an order, like a bigger and bigger order with my comic shop. And basically what when you saw the previous unboxings, I was just opening up portions of that big my comic shop order. And this is all the big books that were in that order. So I showed all the smaller books that were in the order, more affordable ones. But these are the big ones. It's just a little awkward to get out. Okay, so we're going to start off with the more affordable one. This is Nokia Jungle Girl number 2. And it's just it's not an expensive book. Again, this is another series that you can pick up fairly cheaply. I like these Jungle Girl series. So this is Nokia Jungle Girl Nokia. Nayoko. I'm probably brutalizing your name. Like, I never really thought about how to say your name. Noiko? Noyoka? Nayoko? No, I think I said it right that one time. Noyoka. Noyoka. So yeah, Noyoka. Noyoka. Oh, my pronunciation skills. My parents would be so impressed with me. Okay, so I just think it's a cool book. Number 2 of the series. Then we get some bigger books. So the next one is Mr. Mystery number 2. So these Mr. Mystery ones are these pre-code horror. They have some really crazy covers in some of them. And these are the ones that are sort of not as popular, but still, still can command a bit of money. And this has the ghoul on it, like Subway kind of situation. Kind of a cool cover. So that's Mr. Mystery number 2. And then this is the big book. This is one of the big books that were in this collection. This is Fight Comics number 32. And it is just one of these. It is actually a pretty, like I showed you in the previous unboxing, Fight Comics number 31, which had like a decapitation cover. It's a pretty crazy cover. Well, this is almost as crazy. We got a couple things, and I have to really kind of zoom in here to show you. Okay, so we got the woman with the blonde hair. She's like in bondage. You got the executioner guy with the swastika. It's like a good Nazi cover. You got the American soldiers coming to rescue her. And then, but in the background is an explosion, okay? And I'm not sure if you can see this, but there are pieces of people's bodies flying off. It is just so crazy. So this is, you got like limbs, like a guy's leg right there. You got a hand floating up there. Like just like pieces of people flying around. So it's just like a really pretty awesome cover. Most people just focus on the fact that it's a bondage cover and that there's this, hooded figure executioner thing. But this has got so many elements, and this is a very sought after book. Another thing that it is, it's a first appearance. Not only does it have all these kind of cool things, but it is the first appearance of Tiger Girl. So just a kind of cool character that I like. So this is like a pretty awesome book to get in my collection. And it's in a 4.0, which is a pretty good grade for this book. But yeah, really, really awesome book. I hope that it shows well on video because it is just such a great book. Okay, now we get into the slabs. I'm going to start with some lighter slabs first. And then I'll move up and show you some big stuff. Lots of rubber bands. Okay, so this is one that actually Mark Olroyd was kind of recommending as a good spec, and I think he's right. I actually have like a raw copy of this, but I figured, hey, why not get the 9.8? So I got this is Excalibur number 1. And it's a really nice cover. It's the first appearance of like Widget, whoever that is. But it's, it's kind of a cool superhero cover. And it has a really nice back cover as well. The Phoenix kind of like on the back. I believe that's the Phoenix or some kind of character like that. So it's just a really, really great cover. And that's Excalibur. So they're kind of a cool team. British like a version of the Avengers kind of idea. Okay, next we get into another slab. Okay, oh, this is a big one. Okay, let's see if I can get it out. So I was mentioning that I collect comics that are around other big books. One of the biggest books in the golden age for pre-code horror covers is Punch Comics number 12. Well, this is the next best thing. This is Punch Comics number 13. But it's still a great cover. And I'll take it out so you can see it a bit better. And it's a great hand cover, by the way. And it's good girl art cover. And she's being picked up by the skeleton hand and dropped into an open grave. And the cool thing is, this is a nice little touch. And I posted this up on Instagram, so you got to check out my Instagram account. But somebody mentioned this, and I didn't notice it until they mentioned it. But if you look at the tombstone, it has all the creators in it. So it's like, here lies those who have defiled the skeleton, or defied the skeleton. and then it just has all the creators. I think that's really awesome. So this is Punch Comics number 13. And it's a really great skeleton cover. This is like a pretty, in its own right, it's actually a pretty pricey book as well. So this is Punch Comics number 13. And then got some more. Got a bunch. This is still, even though it's mostly slabs, it's still a lot of stuff. Okay, I'm trying to open this without cutting into the book. Okay, another Fight Comics. So this is another one of these Fight Comics that's a classic cover. So I love my bondage covers, and this is one of my favorite bondage covers because it's like, not only you got the girl in bondage, but she's in like this water wheel kind of torture thing. And it's Fight Comics number 44. And it says, classic bondage torture cover, decapitation, lingerie panels, reintroduction of Captain Fight. So it has a lot going for this book. And see, I hope that this is coming across well because it's such a great cover. I just hope that it shows well on video, but it is just a really great cover. And if you're really, you know, if you don't like the front cover, there's like cool X-Acto knives on the back. So I love these old ads. I think they're just so cool. So X-Acto knives and a really great bondage cover. Okay, so that's that one. Put it over here. Oh, okay. So it's not all Golden Age. I do like some modern books too. And this is one I have the first, like, A cover for it. But this is the variant. I always liked this variant. And it was up for auction. And I got a really great deal on it, almost for the cost of the slab. This is A Nice House on the Lake, number 1. But it's the variant cover with the swimsuit. I just love this cover. I tried to get it when it was at my comic shop, but it sold out really quickly. And it's just, I think it's a really great cover where you got this girl in the bikini and got all these hands coming up to try to grab her. I think it's just such a great cover. I really like this one. Yeah, really great bikini cover. So this is Nice House on the Lake, 9/8 white pages. Always good to get those high grades. Okay, so you're going to see a lot of variety. It's like Golden Age, modern, a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, this is like a Plastic Age book. If you know my definition of Plastic Age, that's from the 90s. In the 90s, I refer to that as the Plastic Age of comics. Because a lot of the comics back then were overproduced and very gimmicky. Well, this is not a book that was necessarily overproduced, but it's a really cool book. This is Comics Greatest World number 3. And this is the first appearance of Ghost. She's kind of a cool character. She had her own little series. I think it actually ran 2 different series as well. It has some really great covers as well for Ghost. But I just always wanted to get her first appearance, and this is her first appearance. Dark Horse Comics. So this is from 1993. It's a really nice cover too. I really like it. I think it's a sexy and kind of, she's doing the whole gun thing. I think it's really great. So that's first appearance of Ghost. One of those 90 characters that really didn't amount to that much, but it was kind of cool. Okay, this one I really liked, and I was surprised that I got it for such a great deal. And it's Infinity Gauntlet number 1. I never had this book in my collection, and I felt really bad because it was one of those books that was always affordable. You know, it was like during the whole Infinity War thing, it kind of spiked, but it used to be a pretty affordable book, like $5, $10 kind of book. Then it kind of went up as the Infinity movies became popular. And then with the death of George Perez, this is a George Perez cover, it kind of continued to go up. But I was able to still get it for a reasonable price. I think it was $50. So I thought that was a pretty good deal because it's a slab and it's fairly high grade. It's not like a 9.8, but it's a 9.4. I think that's reasonable grade. But it's also one of those special covers where it actually has George Perez on it, and that's really what was the selling thing for me, to get it with that little George Perez on it. I just kind of think it's a good way to have him as being part of the comic. So this is from 1991, and it has white pages. So Infinity Gauntlet number one. So yeah, kind of cool. Okay, it's actually a really great cover. I hope when I'm showing these that you can really see that it's such a great cover. Like, it is probably one of George Perez's best covers. I like, one thing I like about George Perez in general is that he really gets into these fine details, like so many like little things that you can see. It's just, when you see this cover, like, I've always just seen it with just the glove, and I didn't realize how much detail there is on that cover. It is really great cover, I have to say. Okay, let's see. Oh, this one's cool. Okay, so this is another, I believe this is another George Perez, actually. Yep, George Perez cover. So this is the first appearance of Blackfire. And Blackfire is kind of like Starfire's nemesis, I guess. Kind of like I think she's her sister or something like that. I'm pretty sure, something like that. So yeah, she's just a really kind of cool character. I'm a big fan of Teen Titans Go, and this Blackfire, just a kind of cool character. And you got very sexy Starfire on the cover too. And I really like this George Perez cover. Again, George Perez does all these kind of crazy details. If you look at it, there's just so much like little things that, there's like, you got Kid Flash, and you got like Robin and Raven and Beast Boy. They're really small, but they're all in there. It's kind of cool. It's just like so many little details. I really like that about George Perez. So it's a shame that he's passed, but really great cover. Okay, so yeah, and that's the back. This is Teen Titans number 23, first appearance of Blackfire. It's kind of cool. I really like that. And get it at a reasonably high grade. It's kind of nice. Okay, wow, lots of wrapping. Oh, okay, this is one actually. I'm so lucky on this book. I got it just recently. It just spiked, but I got it before it spiked. So I was like, oh wow, like a book that I just picked up, and it's going crazy on the going crazy on the price. This was on the hot list recently. And it's a book that I just picked up because I thought, hey, it's a cool character. So this is White Tiger's first appearance. This is Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man number 9. And it's the first appearance in comics of White Tiger. And White Tiger actually originally appeared in, I think, Iron Fist, like its magazine size format book. But this is White Tiger's first comic book appearance. And is this another George Perez? Wow, we got a George Perez theme going on here. Like, this is George Perez as well. So you can tell with all the characters and stuff, that's a very George Perez thing where he puts like so many people on his covers. So yeah, it's just a really great cover too. So first appearance of White Tiger. So yeah, that's really cool. Okay, we got 6 more slabs to go. Okay, so it's all slabs from here on, and they're all cool ones. Okay, so this is not a big book. It was pretty affordable actually. I think I paid $100 for it, but it's a nice Golden Age one, and it's in a good grade. It's like a 5.0. This is Rangers Comics. I just really like the cover. It's a nice train cover. And We got Tiger Man and Fire Hair, another character I like. And this is Ranger Comics number 32 from 1946. Just a really great, I just really like it. I like my good girls. And this is kind of a good girl cover. And number 32 from 1946. Really great. Looks really, really good. Get some, it's the back baby photo on there. It's really weird. But yeah, I really like this cover. Okay, we got still a few more to go. Oh wow. Okay, so this one actually was really funny. There's a bit of a funny story behind this one. So what happened was I wanted to get this book because the new Thor Love and Thunder is coming out. And this is a book that I thought I had gotten like 2-3 years ago, but I can't find it. For some reason, I thought I bought it. Can't find it in my collection, and now I'm like, oh shoot, I might as well try to pick it up before the movie comes out. Probably it's gonna tank after the movie's over, but it's a book that I thought was kind of cool. And actually, what happened was this book, it's one that should be hot but isn't. It's kind of weird. So what happened was it's the first appearance of Gore the God Butcher, and what happened was with this one there was a toy that came out to show what Gore would look like as an action figure. And everybody hated the toy because it didn't really capture Gore. So if you see back here, this is Gore, right here, this guy right here. It's kind of like that ominous, no nose kind of look. Well, the figurine that they made of it just doesn't look like Gore. It just doesn't. So a lot of people were like, oh, is it going to be not done properly? And they were really, all of a sudden this book dropped in price, and that's when I picked it up. But what I was trying to do was negotiate with somebody on eBay. And for some reason, I don't know why, usually I look at who I'm negotiating with, who is the seller. And then, so what happened was I was going back and forth, and they really weren't coming down as much as I wanted, because I wanted to get this book affordably. And then I noticed it's Bry's Comics. I'm like, I know Bry. I will buy it from him direct instead of going through eBay. Save him all the price, the costs on eBay. And so I just dealt with him through his website. He actually negotiated a pretty great deal on his website, and I picked up this book. Always, if you see Bry on eBay, go to his website, because he offers such better deals on his website. He usually has like a discount code, and he's just such a great vendor. I highly recommend Bry. He's bryscomics.com. Just a really great, I think he has the potential to become a big vendor in the future, because he is very fair about his pricing. Really great dealer. I just really enjoy Bry as a vendor to work with. So can't speak highly enough about the guy. He's a great guy. Okay, so this is Gore the God Butcher's first appearance. He's going to be a major character in the Thor Love and Thunder movie. This is Thor number 2. So really great book. I'm super excited to have it in my collection again. I don't know. I can't find my original copy. Okay, so where is the knife? Okay, so now we're into the last 4 slabs. Wow, making a big mess on the floor. Oh, this one's really cool. Not an expensive book, but it was really cool. I just really like this book. So this is Air Fighters number 2. Volume 2, number 8, I should say. I always thought this was kind of a classic cover. I always thought this was a really cool cover. You got the guy's face, and the nose is made with the airplane. I always thought it was a cool cover. They've homaged this cover many times since. So I'm always trying to get these covers where there's homages of them and get the original. So this is from 1944. It's just I think it's a really classic cover. I think it's really cool. It's one that maybe most people might not like, but I really enjoy it for some reason. This is John Cazone and Ruby Palais art. So kind of cool. I really like it. So yeah. Just a really cool book. Okay. It's actually an incomplete. Just reading that, I was reading the notes on it. It's one of those cases, and it's kind of interesting. It's a blue label, but incomplete. Sounds weird. You'd normally think blue label, it should be a green label if it's incomplete. So what's wrong with it? It's missing a part of a page inside, and it does impact story, which is kind of annoying. But because it's below a 3, it doesn't get the green label. That's kind of the weird thing. I've only recently learned that. Where I think it's weird that they give blue labels to low-graded books that would normally be a green, what I would say a green label because they're incomplete. But I think it would grade a lot higher if it wasn't for that fact that it was incomplete, because it's a beautiful copy. Like, I'm going to show it again. You can see it's really nice. For a 2.0, it's quite sharp. But so sometimes you got to be a little bit careful. I knew that it was incomplete when I bought it, actually. I should have mentioned that, but I didn't know. Okay, this one I won an auction, and this is a book where I had a really low grade of it. I paid $30 for my low grade copy, like a 2.0 or something. It's like really junky copy of G.I. Joe. This book was not much more. I got this book so cheap. I think I paid $100 for this book. You know, I know it is much more, but than 30. But for this book, you know, G.I. Joe, this book had gone up so much. And to get it at a reasonable price, like $100 to me is a reasonable price for this book. You know, it's the first appearance of all these major characters in the G.I. Joe series. And it's so much better to have a nice graded copy. I think G.I. Joe is a series that, though it spiked and then dropped dramatically, it died because the Snake Eyes movie didn't really perform that well. I think it's a series that can be brought back. I really do believe in this book because of the popularity of G.I. Joe. It is sort of very iconic in terms of the 80s. I always think of all my friends played with G.I. Joes. I just know it from that time period. Like, I would say the two big ones that from the 80s that kids played with were G.I. Joe and Transformers. It was just like and then maybe Ninja Turtles. Like, everyone had little Ninja Turtles. So those would be the big books. So I think this one is just classic nostalgia from the 80s. So a really great book. And this is from 1982. And it's a white pager too. Off-white to white pages, actually. Okay, 2 more slabs to go. And I'm not sure what they are. I can read the little... okay, so this is not a big book, but it's kind of a cool one. So this one is like an homage cover. I just really like it. Again, this was on Heritage Auctions, where not Heritage. My comic shop have weekly auctions, and this book went for $40. It was like so cheap, 9.8, and it's Joker number 2, and it's a homage to like Detective Comics number 30. And it's also an homage to, like, it was redone by Neil Adams later. And so it says first appearance of Vengeance, so it's a first appearance book, and Batman 227 cover homage. But there's actually a cover before that, which is Detective Comics 30, I believe. But this is the Neil Adams homage, and it's actually done by Neil Adams as well, which is kind of cool. So he homaged himself, which is always interesting. Really great cover. Joker over. The original has Batman, but this is like with the Joker. I think it's really cool. I really like it. Okay, and for 40 bucks, 9.8, really great deal. Okay, now we're at the very last one, and it's not a big book. So I've shown you most of the big books, but this one's a kind of a cool one. Again, this is me hanging out with Mark too much, because he recommended this book, and I figured, hey, why not get it in a slab? And so I got it in a slab. And again, I didn't pay much for this. This was like a $40 or $50 purchase. It's like really, really affordable. And this is Gazara the Savage in a 9.6. White pages. And Shanna appearance as well. So this is Gazara the Savage. I have a feeling Gazara is going to maybe, like they're talking about doing this Savage Lands and stuff like that. This is the first solo series for Gazara. And he appeared in the Golden Age, he reappeared in the Silver Age, but this is this is the next level. So this is a collector's item, premiere issue, so you know that's good. And it was very inexpensive. This is from 1981. And to get a 9.6 of it, I think I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, it's quite good. Okay, so that has been the grand finale. I feel like there was one book that I didn't show. Okay, I think I showed everything. And had to make sure. I was like, was there one other one? No, there's no more. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this finale. I think I showed some pretty great books. What do you think? Tell me in the comments below. And yeah, also check out my Instagram because I do post a lot of cool things that I'm getting on a daily basis. I seem to be buying way too much. So that's always fun. Yeah, I'm such a crazy guy. But thanks again for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.